Starting an Amazon FBA business from scratch can be difficult. There's so many steps and so many different methods, it can be really difficult to know where to begin. In today's video, I'm going to show you the methods that I use to build my business from scratch. Using this approach, I built a 6-figure store in 2 years without having to do a single piece of marketing or even create a single product. If you're new here, I'm Alex, and I'm sharing my journey of how I built my Amazon FBA business and helping you do the same. If you'd like to learn how to create your own business, then please make sure you like this video, give me a follow, subscribe, and check out all my content that will be coming over the next few weeks. So let's get started. If you found this video, then you probably know what Amazon FBA is. But for those of you who don't, here's a quick rundown. FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, and it's exactly that. You send your products into Amazon and they will sell them to the customer. They will pick their item, they'll package it, and they will deliver it directly to the customer, and then they will do any customer service that is involved. So now is the big question: what do you sell? Well, this is where it gets interesting. There are 3 main business types when it comes to selling on Amazon: wholesale, private label, and arbitrage. Whilst I've dabbled in all 3, 95% of my business is arbitrage. So what is arbitrage? Well, arbitrage is when you buy something in one market and then immediately sell it in a different market, taking advantage of the discrepancy in prices. So what I do is I buy a product on a retailer's website whilst it's cheap, usually on sale or using a discount code, and I then sell it on Amazon at a higher price and make myself a small profit. There are 2 types of arbitrage when it comes to Amazon. The first one is RA, and that stands for retail arbitrage. That's when you go into a physical store and you find a product and buy it in the shop. Now, you'll probably have seen many videos all over social media where people go into the store, they scan a product using a software called Seller Amp, and they'll show you how much profit they'll make. They'll then say they'll clear the shelf and this will make me X amount of money. That's retail arbitrage. The second version is called OA, and this stands for online arbitrage. And that's where you look at the retailer's websites, you find the products on the websites, and you buy them on the websites. So you do the arbitrage online. Whilst I have done retail arbitrage in the past, I personally do online arbitrage. I feel it is far better business model. It can be done from the comfort of your own home. You're not reliant on local stock availability. You can outsource it to a virtual assistant, and it's far more scalable than RA. So what about the actual products? What do I sell? Well, without being crude, I'll sell anything that makes me money. Legal, of course. If I can make profit on it by selling it on Amazon, then that's what I'll do. However, there are many variables when it comes to making true profit when selling on Amazon. You see, Amazon provides an incredible service. They'll advertise your products, they'll sell the products to your customer and deal with the transaction. They'll pick your product, they'll package it, and then they'll ship it next day to your customer. They'll also deal with any customer service issues. That sounds great, but obviously this comes at quite a high cost to me. This means that when you see a retailer selling a product for £20 and then you see Amazon selling a product for £25, it doesn't mean there's a nice £5 profit to be made. In fact, in this example, you'd actually lose money. Fortunately, there are 2 bits of software that I could not do this job without. The first piece of software is called Seller Amp, and it works like a profit calculator. It takes into account the fees that Amazon are going to charge you and then tells you how much profit you're going to make selling that item. The second is called Keeper. This is the historical data of everything that's ever sold on Amazon, and this software tells us the entire history of these products, meaning we can use the historical data to predict the future. It tells us if the price we're looking at is a realistic sell price on Amazon, and very importantly, it also tells us how many times a product will sell each and every month. Using these 2 pieces of software, we can make informed and hopefully intelligent buying decisions. It completely removes the guesswork and hopefully maximizes our profit. Let me show you an example. Here we have the Seller Amp plugin, and as you can see, there's a whole load of detail. We can scroll down, we can see lots and lots of different information, but as a snapshot, what we can see very quickly is, yes, I'm eligible to sell this product. This product sells 122 times a month. My cost price that I found on a retailer's website is £10.50. The current sale price is £23.89. That leaves me with a profit of £4.25 and an ROI of just over 40%. We can then scroll down here, and what I've done is I've installed the Keeper plugin extension. And then this graph here tells us so much information. The general information, or the most important bit, is this pink line here. This is what the price at which this product has been selling for over the last 3 months. And as we can see, it's a very nice, stable price. So the current price that I'm assuming it's going to sell at, it has a very good history of selling at. This green line indicates that the sales per month is very good, which is also indicated over here with the sales per month shown on SellerAmp. And this blue line here will tell us our competitors and how many we have. So as a snapshot, I can look at my SellerAmp and I can say, yes, this is a good deal. This is going to make me a profit. I can also look at the Keeper graph and very quickly see if there are any red flags. Now, normally I would do much more comprehensive, detailed analysis. However, as a snapshot, you can see just how effective these two tools are and why they are an absolute must-have when you're starting out in your Amazon FBA business. If Amazon is so much more expensive, then why do people use it? And if it's that easy, why doesn't everyone do it? Two great questions. I'm glad you asked. Let's deal with question 1. Why do people use Amazon if it's so expensive? Well, firstly, that's not always the case. They are not always the cheapest. There are hundreds of millions of products. Let me just say that again. Hundreds of millions of products in the UK alone being sold on Amazon. And quite often they are the cheapest option. Secondly, and most importantly, they offer next day delivery and free 30-day returns. People often pay a premium for convenience. Plus, people know it's so easy to get stuff on Amazon these days that they leave things to the last minute. Now the second question, why doesn't everybody do this? Well, the reality is, despite what social media will have you believe, it isn't actually that easy. Yes, there are hundreds of millions of products being sold on Amazon, however they're often cheaper. That's why finding the products that we can sell at a profitable price can be like looking for a needle in a haystack. Fortunately though, there are thousands of needles, and with the right information, it'll be like using a magnet for your search. There is loads of great free information, especially on YouTube, and I'm hoping to turn this channel into your go-to place to get that information. But if you're like me, you'll spend a year researching and you won't actually take any action. So what is it you can do today to start your business? Number 1, open an Amazon selling account. It can take a few days to get verified, but once you've got it open, there are no more excuses. You'll be able to find some products and then start selling immediately. The last thing you want to do is find some great products and then have to wait and go through the process of opening your account. Get that account opened today. Number 2, invest in software. First piece of software is Keeper. You simply cannot run this business without it. It'll be like trying to drive a car without a steering wheel. It only costs £12 a month, and honestly, they could charge 10 times of that and it would still be a bargain. The next piece of software is SellerAmp. It's more optional than Keeper, but the time it saves is an absolute bargain, especially at only £16 a month. Number 3 is join a reselling group. Now this isn't compulsory, but they are packed full of information. They have loads of videos and guides, and they're a really good place for beginners. Plus the networking alone is huge. I've made some incredible friends through selling on Amazon, and building a business on your own can be so difficult. Number 4 is optional, but in my opinion worth it, and it's get a mentor. Now this is controversial, especially in this space. Mentors get a bad name, but honestly, it's exactly what I did. I'd been sat on the sidelines researching for months. I had not done a thing. Finally took that step, got myself a mentor, and never looked back. This particular advice is probably for someone with capital to invest. So what you're looking at is a bit more money that you can spend on a mentor and therefore cut some corners, because what you're doing is you are learning from the mistakes that they have made. By getting a mentor, I had someone to hold my hand throughout the whole process. I was able to learn from the mistakes that he'd made and avoided them. I was able to accelerate my growth through his teachings, and honestly, I made my money back within months. For me, the initial outlay seemed a lot, however, I was way further ahead come 6 months than I'd have ever been had I not taken a mentor. So if you do have that capital to invest, I can highly recommend. If you're someone who's starting out with not a huge budget, then I would just stick to joining a reselling group and not do the mentor route. Once you've done these steps, now you need to find products that you can sell. So how do you do this? Well, utilizing the online arbitrage method, you can simply open up websites that you'd use in your day-to-day life, and you can start looking for products that are being sold on these websites and on Amazon, and then you're looking for price discrepancies so you can buy them cheaper on the retailer website than you would on Amazon. Then SellerAmp will kick in and it will show you, are you going to make a profit by selling this product? If this product does look profitable, then we'll analyze the keeper data, and that will tell us if it truly is going to be a good product for us to sell or not. Learning how to use these tools and how to analyze a product is the most important part of running an Amazon FBA business. It doesn't matter if someone else gives you a lead that they think is good. If you cannot read the data, you're back to driving that car without a steering wheel. Sourcing is a complicated process and can be very time consuming. Remember, we're looking for those needles in a haystack. So what did I do? Well, I hired a product sourcing VA. Now I know what you're thinking, don't I run a product sourcing VA agency? Well, yes I do. Plug. But honestly, that is exactly what I did. Day one of starting my Amazon FBA business, I hired a product sourcing VA. So why did I do that? My approach was to outsource quickly. The quicker I could outsource, the quicker my business would grow and the bigger I'd be able to scale. My VA, who is hugely responsible for the success of my business, works 40 hours a week. She's a workaholic, so she probably works double that. But generally speaking, a VA will work 40 hours a week sourcing you products that you can sell in your Amazon business. So if you're starting out in this business, maybe it's a side hustle, maybe you're trying to escape from the 9 to 5. You're going to come home from work, you're going to spend 2 to 3 hours, and if you're lucky, you might find one product you can sell. Now, by outsourcing this, instead, what you're going to do is you're going to come home from work exhausted after a long day, and you're going to have 5 deals waiting in your inbox for you to analyze and buy, and you'll be able to do that within 30 minutes. I know which option appeals to me, and that's exactly why I hired a VA. Whether you're just starting out or you've been selling for a while, your time is really valuable. A product sourcing VA can help boost your profits by making sure that you're buying products each and every day. If you want to turbocharge your business, check out the link in the description to learn more. Now we have our products, we need to get them into Amazon. So again, this is when I outsourced and hired a prep center. I use a prep center to receive all my products, package them up, and then send them into Amazon the very next day. So rather than me missing deliveries, letting boxes pile up in my spare room because I'm too tired to sort them out, and taking weeks to ship them into Amazon, I've now got someone that's doing that for me, and even better, they're getting them into Amazon the very next day, sometimes same day. The final piece of outsourcing that I'd recommend quite early on, however not from day one, is to use a repricer. Believe it or not, prices change on Amazon very quickly, and staying on top of all your prices to make sure you're competitive on all your listings can be very, very time consuming. Initially it wasn't a problem, but as my product catalogue increased, probably to around 20, it started to become a full-time job. So that's when I used a repricer. Amazon have their own inbuilt repricer, which is completely free to use, but there are also some excellent other products out on the market that can help increase your profits. It's definitely not something you need from day one, but as you start to scale, it's definitely worth the investment. So that's it. This is how I started my Amazon FBA business. Definitely went down the route of having a bit more capital to invest. So if you're being a bit more frugal, you maybe don't want to take some of the steps I took. However, you'd be surprised it is not as much money as you'd think. This is the approach I took to get to well over 6 figures within 2 years. I've only touched the surface. There's definitely way more to running a successful Amazon FBA business, but that's why I'm here. So make sure to drop me a follow, like and subscribe. Any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.